2025 started off rocky, with Colombia's President Gustavo Petro refusing U.S. military planes carrying deported migrants. President Donald Trump responded with a threat to increase tariffs by 25 to 50%, violating the two countries' free trade agreement. The crisis was quickly overcome through diplomatic means, as Colombia agreed to demands. In September of 2025, more tension, as President Petro voiced opposition to President Trump's policies by joining pro-Palestinian protesters in New York and calling the U.S. Army to disobey Trump's orders.
We've never seen a president speak so forcefully and supremely, stopping with a megaphone in a New York park to urge the army and, let's say, the American soldiers to disobey Trump. I think that was the last straw.
The alliance to combat drug trafficking also came under strain later that year. In September, the United States stripped Colombia of its anti-drug certification. The Trump administration said the decision was made because Colombians had failed in its obligation to fight drug trafficking. Analyzing the drug trade by coca cultivation, Colombia's war on drugs has struggled. In 2012, Colombia had brought down coca cultivation to 48,000 hectares. But that hasn't lasted, and by 2025, Colombia broke its historical record with 253,000 hectares. According to the United Nations Office for Drug and Crime, Colombia is the world's leading producer of cocaine, accounting for almost 2/3 of total cocaine production.
We are at one of the worst moments in narco-trafficking in the country and in the world, because this isn't just a Colombia problem. Let's begin there. Worldwide, there has been an increase in the abuse of psychoactive substances.
Experts on the armed conflict, like Javier Flores from Colombian Foundation Ideas for Peace, have often linked poverty and a lack of opportunities to the growth of illicit activities. Over the years, security programs like Plan Colombia were increasingly accompanied by social development programs. United States was a big provider of that humanitarian aid through U.S. aid, but it was abruptly cut off in March 2025.
What we are seeing are areas where the absence of projects that were once supported by U.S. aid, has also facilitated the recruitment of many young people in these territories. The blow is very hard, especially when it comes to thinking about innovation, thinking differently, thinking outside the box, being able to experiment, because U.S. aid's flexibility allowed that kind of approach.
Perhaps the latest show of the importance of this relationship is President Gustavo Petro's visit to Washington, D.C. this February. Despite the trade of insults in the past year via Twitter and speeches, the two presidents met at the White House in a show that tensions had eased. They promised to collaborate on issues such as clean energy, Venezuela, and the war on drugs. Time will tell if that cordial display will lead to closer ties. Begue, CGTN, Colombia.